This is a fun one to show you. I think it's going to turn out to be a pretty cool blaster. I wasn't sure when I saw the pictures on Amazon because sometimes it's really hard to tell quality in those pictures. You know, a really inexpensive blaster can look like a performance blaster and vice versa. So this is an M16. This is from JIMI Direct, just JIMI. Uh, so I appreciate that they have a brand name that's easy to say too. And this is their M16. It looks to be identical to like an M4A1. It's just got some different M16 parts on it. Very, very similar to the Anstoy or Vosswuen and M4A1. And I think we're going to see some pretty good performance out of it. I hope that we'll be at that 200 FPS. Who knows? We'll see when we do the demo. They also have this one come with a shooting target. So that's where I wasn't sure. When you see something like that, you're like, yeah, that's kind of cool, but that seems a little, um, like that might be for little kids. But it appears to be a really nice blaster. And then they just give you this little shooting target too, which definitely can be fun. It actually keeps your score and everything. It's actually pretty cool. So we'll just talk about everything that's included here. Everything you see out here comes with this when you order it, okay? So everything out here is what comes in the box. Now, I'll just talk about the target first so we can move that out of the way while we put the blaster together. So this is going to come to you in pieces, and really all that means is that you're going to have to put on each one of these. So there's going to be 4 of those, obviously, to put on. They slide on super easy. They give you a little screwdriver even to take that screw out. And there's 3 AA batteries. So you do have to provide your own batteries, but that's not a big deal. Most of us have those around. Turn it on. They all pop up like that. You shoot them, knock them down. And then they pop them all back up, which is actually really cool. So anyway, that's kind of cool how that works. So I'm going to go ahead and I'll turn that off. And you see it keeps your score. So definitely can make it fun. Makes it fun to go ahead and play that with your friends and that type of stuff when you're practicing, right? Oh, of course, I always got to talk about your safety glasses. Make sure you guys are wearing some sort of eye protection when you're playing with your gel blasters, right? They give you 50,000 gel beads, so you get 5 packs of 10,000. That's a good amount, plus a couple bonus 500 packs. Now, you guys know, if you watch my videos, I got lots of videos on gel beads. Soaking them is obviously super important. They must be 7 to 8 millimeters for this to work right. So make sure that your gel beads have plenty of room to grow in a container, plenty of water to feed them, and plenty of time, 4 to 6 hours. After 4 to 6 hours, you need to make sure there's room left over in the container so the size didn't constrain them and that there's water left over. That way you know they've absorbed everything they can. Drain off the excess water. You can store them in containers like this with airtight lids for a couple weeks, okay? So very easy to do. Just make sure you do it right. They do give you a little funnel attachment if you already have some top loader blasters that have the grenade hoppers. You can just screw this on, pour directly out of there. Otherwise, it does still kind of work, as a funnel a little bit as well, just like this, right? A little easier to get in there than it is without it. So that's kind of a nice little bonus. So we'll fill it up here. Now, when you're done playing, make sure this is empty, shake it out, push the little button on the top, and give it a few good whips so that there's none left in the feeding tube. And what I mean by that is this little button, and give it a few good whips. That'll clear out that feeding tube in case there were any left in there. I'll put that to the side for now. When we talk about the battery, 7.4 volt, 1200 mile battery, big battery. We're used to seeing this with the M4A ones. And by big, that means capacity, right? So it's just going to give you some good runtime. And also this is a little stronger blaster, so it probably takes some more battery power as well. You've got your USB charger here. Just plug it in, charge it up with an AC adapter, 1 amp or greater, and you should be good to go. It's the 2-pin JST connection like we see on a lot of these nicer blasters. So you should be used to that if you've been watching these videos as well. You've got this for your rail. This is just going to slide on the top. If you use it, your little handle. You do have some adjustments for your sight if you're going to use that sight. But of course, you don't have to use either if you don't want to. Easiest probably to put it on like this before we attach the barrel, but it can slide on afterwards if you need to. You just might have to loosen it a little more. So that just lines up. and you tighten that down. Okay, so one thing I want to point out here is this has a metal inner barrel. So usually we don't see that on this price point of blasters, or just on blasters on Amazon in general. There's very few that actually have metal inner barrels. So that's pretty nice. That's supposed to definitely help with FPS a little bit. Magwell right there, right? You see your connections, magazine release button, just like you'd expect. Charging handle, all it does is pop the dust cover on this one. It doesn't do magazine priming like we've seen on some. All right, and this one's just fully automatic, right? There's no ability to switch between automatic and semi-automatic. Nice long barrel. It's already in safety colors, but they still give you that orange tip. The orange tip goes on, and it just pushes on, but it is hard to get on. So I've already done it once, so that wasn't so bad. But initially, it was pretty tight to get that pushed on. So battery is going to reside in the stock. Stock twists on, like we've seen with a lot of the other ones. You can see those little notches there, right? And then you can see how that works. So we're just going to line it up. We're going to drop the harness in first, excuse me. Drop that harness in. Make sure that lines up, right? Push it in, and then pop. You're good. Now, again, you don't need to be taking the stock off and on. You can, but there's not really any need to. And we see we got the harness out here, and this is all you're going to have to remove to switch the battery. So let's go ahead and stick the battery in there. Again, I recommend when you can on any of these, battery first, then connect. And so that way you've got the harness right at this end, and that way the battery can't really get caught. The harness and wiring isn't as likely to get caught on anything. There's not really anything to get caught on in there, but still. And then you just push that up like I did there in place. You're set. So we'll go ahead and put the barrel on. So it's hard to see, but there's actually a plastic inner barrel in here that the metal barrel is going to go inside of. So we'll put that in there. And this has the same type of mechanism as the stock did in the back. Just needs to push on and then twist. Okay, so we got that on there. All right, we got that shooting. Let's see, this needs to be, or this can be tightened. All right, so all we would do, throw the magazine on here, ready to go shoot. Magazine release, like I showed you once before, right here. All right, and I imagine this will accept the Anstoy M4A1 drum magazine without any sort of issue because it looks to be the exact same size as it. Okay, so there you go. M16 from JIMI Direct. We're going to go ahead and shoot it and test the FPS. Maybe even play with that little target thing too. Also, I forgot to say, make sure you guys like, subscribe, make sure you're commenting and sharing with your friends and participate in the giveaways because this is going to be published during the giant 4th of July giveaway I've got going on where you can win 6 blasters, all USA patriotic themed blasters, and a ton of accessories worth well over $400. And I'm going to be doing at least 2 giveaways per month for the summer of 2022, but that's kind of the really big special 4th of July one. All right, guys, here's the JIMI Direct M16, full-size, replica style, obviously in safe colors. We'll go ahead and shoot it a little bit. We'll test the FPS. Pretty happy overall with the FPS, definitely good by Amazon standards. Got their little target system we'll shoot at here, and then the chronograph. And of course, the far target in the distance is about 40 feet, and I'll just show you how it shoots out that far. So that's pretty cool, actually. Initially I mentioned I thought it might be a little kind of childish. It's actually pretty sweet, and it's pretty cool how they pop back up on their own. So I like that. We see the target all the way out there, 40 feet. It's shooting that no problem without any loss in altitude. So that's cool. Let's see where we're at on the FPS. I'd say it's about 190 average on the FPS. So that's not too bad. I was hoping for 200 plus, but 190 average is pretty good. Most of the M4A1s out there now, aside from the Anstoy and the Avasfluin, are in that range, right? They're just below 200. So still very good. Definitely cool. A lot of people, do probably like this M16 style. I do have an idea here. I'm going to go ahead and see if we shoot it without the super long barrel. If we just shoot it short with this metal inner barrel, if we get any faster. I mean, maybe a little bit slightly faster. So there might be some inner barrel drag going on here. But we're talking about minimal, maybe 5 FPS difference. So just something I thought we'd go ahead and check out. So again, it's from JIMI Direct, Jimi. Sorry, the sun just came out. JIMI Direct on Amazon. Check them out. Please comment, like, subscribe, share the channel with your friend, and of course participate in all the giveaways, especially the awesome 4th of July 6 blaster giveaway I got going on right now. Thanks for the support.